I'm coming to you in my best Santa getup here, nice and cozy in bed, and we are coming to you live from our Radiohead drum and bass track. A lot of people were excited about this track back when I was working on it, and then I kind of took a step aside from it because I wanted to work on something that wasn't working with someone else's IP and was my own idea. But recently just kind of felt like I wanted to come back to the sound. I do like the sound. I want to finish this track and just put it on SoundCloud and have it be a thing. And I was struggling with last time, where do I go after this first 16 bars of drop? I feel like we still need more beat, but this idea feels pretty complete, and trying to rehash it was just not quite working out. And I thought of a track recently I've been admiring that does kind of a similar situation here. Lapse by SleepNet is a track we've talked about on this channel before, and they do this cool thing where they start the track with this big washy sound. You know, big sounds. Right? And then they get into their beat. Go listen to this track. It's a great track. And then they do that basically with a few little changes here and there for 32 bars. They can have like 16 bars, and then they have another 16 bars where like the beat changes up just a little bit. Just it gets a little bit more detailed over here. A little more going on. And then after those 32 bars, they go kind of back to their first idea a little bit, but with beat. It's a bit more washy, right? They're a bit more kind of like moving around, swoopiness, instead of this like really tight, rigid, intimate, closed sound. And so I thought, well, what if we tried that? What if we took this idea here and said, you know what, we've done this for 32 bars, let's call it done, and then let's take this sound from the beginning, from the intro, and kind of rehashed it a little bit in a beat formula. So for the people that haven't heard this track before, I'll play a little bit of it here. This is kind of the intro build section into the first drop. I could see us kind of like not doing this second loop of this and just kind of having these three big chunks here be like the first drop, and then have a cooldown section, and then come up to a second drop, and then the piece is over. But I do think that this shift is nice here, and there's definitely room in this for something else on top, some sort of lead, some sort of something that kind of glues it together on the top end, especially if you look at it in the span with the drums muted here. There's a lot of room up there. for us to do something else. So obviously the drums are taking up some of that room, but generally the drums are happening in the pockets we carve out for them as shaper boxes. So I think that this is definitely some space here. This pad, we just bounced it from over here and then put some fun things on in the shaper box, mainly this liquid filter. The phaser effect is strong. I don't love the clicking we get out of it, and I've done my best to try and mitigate it a bit with some pretty heavy compression in the multiband there, and then also a similar thing here on the OTT, so a doubling down on that effect here. Just trying to knock it down. It was without those, it's pretty, especially turn off the OTT. It's funny, I guess actually the OTT just kind of brings everything else up to around the same volume as that click. But yeah, just had that chop around there, and then having it pop up the octave there just felt really fun. I'd love to do that more, but I don't want to oversell the effect. And in the second half, we just have a tremolo turn on. Just gives some really, really fun pockets that plays nicely with the bass that comes in. And yeah, I don't know, it just all kind of fits together there. The only other thing we made was this little sound, and to say we made that, I think is a bit of a stretch. We loaded up this newer Centaur Serum preset and then tightened up the release or the decay to make it more of a pluck than it already was, and then put some delay and some OTT on it to make it bounce around. And I think it's the beginnings of what's going to be the upper details. Things like that might fill in our top end. So that's all we did today. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.